Next to pictures, the title and bullet points are the most important thing on a listing. I'm going to give you a walkthrough on how to create the most effective title and bullet points. And to make them hyper effective, we're going to incorporate keywords for optimal organic ranking, answer questions suggested by Amazon AI, aka Rufus. And also, as a bonus, since I've never seen any other YouTube channel or Amazon course teach this, we're going to incorporate the language that our customers use to describe the product we are selling. And of course, we're going to leverage ChatGPT for all of this. My name is Zane and I'm from SellerMetrics, an Amazon agency dedicated to guiding Amazon sellers to massive brand growth through listing and PPC optimizations. So we're going to use ChatGPT, and before I get to the prompt, I'm going to create a Word document that will contain information that ChatGPT will use. For the title, I have examples of the highest organic ranking products, keywords of the highest organic ranking products, and the most frequently used words from a sentiment analysis of competitor product reviews. As for how to get the sentiment analysis, I have a whole video on that, and I will link that in the end screen that you can refer to. To get this information, go to Amazon and type in your product's root keyword. For me, I would just go to Amazon.com, and because I'm selling a watch case, my root keyword is watch case. And basically, any of the highest organic ranking keywords, I would just copy and paste into my document the root keyword. And these are the title examples that ChatGPT can refer to, so it knows that this is the kind of title that it's trying to make for your Amazon listing. Now, the next thing is the keywords. To get the keywords, you need to have Helium 10 or Jungle Scout. Either works, or anything that's similar to that. And basically, what we're going to do is take the highest ranking product's ASIN and paste it into the Keyword Scout to get all their keywords. So for example, since this is the highest ranking keyword, I'm going to grab ASIN, which is this guy right here. And then we're going to go to Jungle Scout. We're going to go to Keyword Scout. Going to paste it in here, and boom. And there we have it. These are all the keywords that this product ranks for. And what we want to do is just select them all. It takes a little bit of time because there's so many. So we select it all and we're going to add them to keyword list. Okay. I already have a keyword list. I'm not going to recreate it, but basically it's just a list of saved keywords. Then we go to our keyword lists, and I have the watch box right here. And basically what we want to do is download the CSV. And when you have the CSV, you'll have a list of all the keywords that your competitors have ranked for. And what we want to do now is copy and paste all of these keywords. Actually, a quick way to do this is click the top rank keyword and press Control Shift down or Command Shift down if you are on a Mac, and copy them all. And what we want to do is delete some of the duplicate keywords that are in there. So remove duplicate words, just Google that, and then you'll get this website, tracemyip.org. And all we want to do is copy and paste all the keywords that we had. Then we click this, and boom, we have literally a list of keywords that we can now paste into our document. And the whole point of this was to remove the duplicate keywords so that we're not like repeating them unnecessarily. And what we want to do is copy and paste them here. I've already done that. When you copy and paste them in, just recognize that you're going to have to erase some of the keywords. Just go through it manually to make sure that you have the right ones. For example, the ones I just copied and pasted. As you can see, there's a couple of Spanish words involved that I would get rid of. Rothwell is one of my competing brands, so I would get rid of that as well. And some of the typos, like organizes a door. I think what they're trying to say here is organizer, but you guys get the idea. Manually go through all the keywords, erase the ones that are not relevant in a different language, competing brand name, or spelling mistakes, and just get rid of those and keep the ones that are relevant to your product and are of course spelled properly. Then we have the sentiment analysis. I again have a whole video on how to actually get these sentiment words, but they're super helpful because these are the words that our customers use for our competing products, right? These are the most frequently used words for my products, or my product category rather, right? The most adjectives, the most adverbs, and the whole point is this a bit of a psychological trick to use their verbiage on our product listing so that it kind of resonates with them more and connects with them more because we're speaking the same language quite literally. Now, moving on to ChatGPT and what to do with that document and that information. If you like this kind of content, guys, make sure you like and subscribe. Okay, so this is the prompt I use. I also have created a document that has these prompts that I use and breaks down the components of the prompt that are most important so that you can modify it to your own brand and engineer it to your product. So this is the prompt. Hello, I will need your help to create title, description, and bullet points for an Amazon listing of my product and brand. My brand name is Bardane, as you know from our previous chats. Product is a watch case. We need to create a compelling title that highlights the value and use case of the product. The title must be 200 characters long and must start with my brand name. I've attached a document that has example titles of my competitors' listing, a list of keywords to incorporate into the listing, and a sentiment analysis of competitors' listing reviews to identify the language most commonly used by competitors' customers. We will create the title, bullet points, and description one at a time. Please review the attached file and tell me if you understand it. We will start with the title, but before you create the title, is there any more information you need from me to do your job better? So this last sentence right here, is there any more information you need from me to do your job better, is one of the best ChatGPT hacks I can give anybody. basically ChatGPT will ask questions to do its job better, quite literally, right? And we've already dragged and dropped the document that we just created. As you can see right here, it's attached and it can review it on all that information that we included in it. But this last sentence, I could not emphasize how important that is, because I'll show you right now. It's reviewed the document and these are the questions that it's asking. Before we begin crafting the title, I'd love to clarify a few things so we can make this as strong as possible. It asks me my product details. How many slots does my watch case have? Does it include a drawer or any other compartments? Is the lid glass, tempered or not? What color finish? So on and so forth. What is the brand voice and positioning? Should we go for a more refined luxury or more of a functional value-driven tone? Any phrases or emotions you want to include, and so on and so forth. So ChatGPT asked me a bunch of questions to make the most powerful title possible. And that is so important because it obviously has a database that far beyond exceeds our own brains, and it can refer to so many marketing expertises that we can't. So in response to all of those questions, I just went down and answered them. I also attached pictures of my product, and that's something that kind of new 4.0 ChatGPT can do. It can review pictures and see them and understand what things are. So I just went down the questions that it asked and answered them. I'm not going to go through them all, but I did ask, before generating your response, any other questions. So I keep doing this until it agrees with me that it no longer has any more questions. And what basically it said was, perfect, that gives me everything I need. Thanks for the detailed info. And then it summarizes all of the information that it knows so far based on what I've given it. And then it gives me the title. So this is the title that it gave me. Bardane 6-slot watch box for men, premium wooden watch display case with tilted glass lid, luxury black pine watch holder organizer for dresser, giftable men's jewelry storage case. So that's its first iteration. As you can see, the format is very, very simple, or very, very similar to our competitor products. You have this one that starts off with the same format. It's the brand name first, then the product, and then more details about the product. Now, this is just the first iteration, right? It's important that you have to modify it with your own knowledge to make sure it's actually relevant. For example, before moving on, let's review and refine the title. I noticed that you stated premium wooden watch and later on luxury black pine. What if we switch the words premium and luxury in the order that they appear in the title? How would that change the sentiment of the title and perception of the product? Basically, I didn't like that it said premium wooden watch and then luxury black pine later. For me, I feel that luxury is a more emotional connection and premium is more of a kind of a functional connection. And people buy based off emotions, not functional, logical decisions. It's just the way we're wired. Don't know, but it basically explains what I asked it, right? Premium, practical refinement, quality, elevated but not exclusive. Luxury, emotional appeal, exclusivity, high status. So it understood what my problem with its first iteration of the title was. And then it does a revised title. Bardane 6-slot watch box, luxury black pine watch display case with tilted tempered glass lid, premium watch holder, organizer for a dresser, giftable men's jewelry storage case. I like this so much better than the first iteration, and I even want to refine it further. In this category of product, watch case is the most searched key term. It's important we do not keyword stuff, meaning no need to redundantly repeat keywords, as duplicates add no additional value. That said, since watch case is the most searched term, perhaps we should state 6-slot watch case and have watch box later in the title. Thoughts? And it's a bit of a yes man, I'm not gonna lie. ChatGPT, excellent point, you're absolutely right, and so on and so forth. And then it does another refined version. And I basically keep refining this title to make sure that we have ultimately what is the actual title of my product, which is Bardane 6-slot watch case for men, luxury black pine display case with tilted tempered glass lid, premium watch box organizer for dresser, and giftable holder for watch collection showcase. And there you have it. We have a perfect title for our product that has all of the elements incorporated, and it didn't even take that long. I mean, sure, it took some time to get all of the examples, all of the keywords and all that stuff, but it saved us so much time from actually having to think of this all by ourselves, and it's probably worded better than what we can do unless you guys are already super experts in marketing and language use. I certainly am not, and that's why ChatGPT was so helpful. Now, moving on to the bullet points. Now, I know that the title and bullet points are super important alongside your pictures, but the most important thing that you can do to get sales is PPC, and we can help you out for free like this. If you want to learn more on how you can optimize Amazon PPC, you can get a free copy of our ebook, The Ultimate Guide to Amazon Ads, Advanced Tactics and Best Practices. This book has received a 4.8 out of 5-star rating on Amazon and has helped beginners and advanced sellers alike. Click the link in the description below to sign up to our emailing list and receive a free copy. Okay, so here we are. Let's get to the bullet points. We're going to do very similar, the same process. We're going to create a document with some information, and then we're also going to go over the prompt. But this time I'm going to start with the prompt first. Okay, yes, let's move on to the bullet points now. Will be slightly more involved and challenging. It's important we highlight the value, positioning, customer perception, product features, and answer common customer questions. I've attached a document that provides examples of my competitor listings bullet points. The same document is a sentiment analysis of most common words used by the customers of my competitors. It's very important we incorporate these into the listing so our language resonates with customers' language. And the last component is a set of questions suggested by Rufus Rufus, Amazon's AI companion available to users? These are the most common questions asked by customers. Since Rufus suggests products to consumers, we need to ensure these are answered. There may be some duplicates. Please consider them as one question. We need 5 bullet points. Please keep them as short as possible without compromising the efficacy. Before generating the bullet points, do you have any questions to do your job better? Again, ask the exact same question. Always do that no matter what you're prompting ChatGPT to do. And as for the document I gave it, let's get into that now. So here we are. Very similar to the first, for the title, the first document, I went into the listing of my highest organic ranked competitors and basically copied and pasted the bullet points that they had here. Right? So for example, we went to this watch case. This is the highest organic ranking watch case. And I just literally copied and pasted that into here. And this is for a reference point for ChatGPT to understand what the bullet points are supposed to look like, what kind of stuff they talk about, things like that. So I have 3 examples of bullet points from 3 different competitors that are highly organic ranked. Okay. Then I went to the sentiment analysis of customer reviews. Once again, these are the words most commonly used by the customers of my competitors' listings, right? Most commonly used adjective, most commonly used adverbs. And I want ChatGPT to incorporate these words into my listing so that it sounds like we're talking about the same thing in the same way. And we're just resonating on the same wavelength with the same language, right? Once again, I have a video on how I actually got all these words at the end. You can check that out. And lastly, the Rufus suggested questions. Okay. Now this is really important. Rufus is Amazon's AI assistant. You can go to any page and scroll down and ask AI questions about the product. It also suggests questions, and I'll show you right here. So here's my competitor's listing. And if we scroll down, as you can see, it says ask Rufus. This is also available on mobile. And then Rufus suggests questions to ask. Can its pillows accommodate oversized watches? Does the glass lid prevent dust accumulation? Is it suitable for storing jewelry besides watches? And then you can go to ask something else, and it has even more questions that it suggests. Now, all of these questions that Rufus is suggesting is actually completely based on what customers have asked already in maybe the reviews section. And if you were on Amazon before Rufus, there was actually a whole customer Q&A section where customers, very much like a forum, ask questions about the product. Amazon basically got rid of the whole Q&A thing and added Rufus instead. But all these questions are farmed from the Q&A, so you know that customers ask these kind of questions, and thus you want to answer these questions in your bullet points. And this is also super helpful not only for the customer but for you, because Rufus suggests products to customers. And if these questions are answered, then Rufus has a lot more to retrieve from to give customers what they're looking for and suggest your product, and thus ideally result in sales. And basically what we want to do is copy and paste all of these. You can literally just copy and paste them into your document. Now I've already done it, but I can show you what it looks like. Boom, done, easy peasy. And then we save this. And then we go to ChatGPT and we attach it to the prompt that I had read out earlier and press enter and let it do its magic. Perfect. Thanks for laying that out so clearly. Here's a quick summary of how I'll approach crafting the 5 bullet points. And this is ChatGPT talking to me in its infinite wisdom. It goes over the strategy, which is basically everything I've told it, and then it generates final bullet points. Now, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but there's an error that ChatGPT did here. It generated the final bullet points, but what did I ask it at the end of my prompt? Before generating the bullet points, do you have any questions to do your job better? It didn't ask me questions. So then when we go into the final bullet points, it makes a lot of errors. The main error that I noticed, first of all, is crafted for larger watches. It doesn't know if my product is crafted for larger watches because I didn't give it its specifications on the size or the width or anything like that. So how would it know? It should have asked me that question. And I call it out for that too. You did not ask me any questions about the product to be able to answer the oversized watches fit. Perhaps not enough was considered to create these bullet points. And then ChatGPT, in a weird way, apologizes. It says, you're absolutely right, and I appreciate you holding the standard high. So weird, you're like talking to an AI machine, but that's neither here nor there. Nonetheless, let's fix that up properly. And then it goes on to ask me questions, clarifying questions: watch size compatibility, interior details, build quality and finish, tempered glass lid, security features, packaging, and gifting. And ultimately, what I do is go through all of these questions and answer them appropriately. Interior details. Interior is made of a soft black felt. Pillows are removable, soft yet firm. The entire interior is scratch avoidant altogether, which is very important when you're putting watches in something like that. And there we go. Any other questions, always ask it that. Perfect. That's exactly the level of detail I needed. With that clarity, I'll now craft 5 refined bullet points that do the following: highlight the true product features, address Rufus suggested questions naturally, reflect real customer language, very important, maintain a refined luxury tone consistent with Bardane, which is my brand, and are short but high impact. So that's the length of the bullet points. And here we have it. We have the final bullet points for Bardane's watch case. Now, for me, it's not final because I want to go into it and refine it. I want it to be very perfect, very specific to what I'm going for, right? So it gives me all these bullet points, and I read them and I respond to it and I say, it's not bad, but I think we can make this a bit better. Ensure we really incorporate the gifting element into this. For example, it didn't really talk about the gifts, and I think my product is an excellent gift product. All of my competitors really promote it as such, which is very important. We get in on that too. So I wanted it to really promote that in the bullet points. And I to get into specifics and what kind of days it can be used for as a gift. For example, Father's Day, birthdays, graduation, Christmas, and so on and so forth. I will change the bullet points based on the nearest seasonal holiday. And then it goes on, does that as well. Creates a new set of bullet points, a display of success, crafted for larger watches. Tempered glass, dust-free clarity, luxury gifting made easy, timeless materials built to last. Okay, not bad, but I still don't like it fully. All right. One of the titles is crafted for larger watches. Yeah, it can do larger watches, meaning 50 millimeters. And if you're not a watch person, that's a pretty big watch. That's like 50 millimeters like this way on your wrist. So it's pretty big. Anyways, I didn't specifically make this watch case for that though. So I wanted to get rid of that. One of the titles is crafted for larger watches. I think we can swap this title as a scratch-free interior within the expansion of this bullet point to describe the larger fit of the watches. And the whole point of this was the better thing that I wanted to promote is that the interior is super soft and it won't scratch your watches. And then within that bullet point, we can also talk about how you can fit up to 50 millimeter watches. Okay. And that's what we came up with. Scratch-free interior with room to fit. Much better because I think it's emphasizing a feature that is much more prioritized by customers than the size of the watches, because most people don't have larger than 50 millimeter faces anyways. Most people are kind of around the 40 to 44 range, 45 range, or smaller than that if they're women. And then I go down further, I don't need to go through all of this in full detail because it's basically me refining it based on what I value in the product, what customers value in the product, and what I know is valued by the market in general. And eventually we get to the final bullet points, which I've got here. A watch case that tells your story, scratch-free interior with room to fit, tempered glass display lid, gift-ready luxury packaging. I love that one. And crafted luxury in real pine wood, emphasizing the quality of the product. And then I told it to obviously do a checklist. Did it hit every requirement that I had? And it checked them off. And there we have it. And the last bit is the product description as well. Honestly, most people don't read the product description, so I'm not really going to get into that. But basically, I Googled Amazon product description, and then Google's own AI tells me how to make a proper Amazon description. And I just literally copied and pasted that into my ChatGPT and told it to make me a product description. And I effectively copied and pasted that in my listing. But there you have it, guys. And that's how you can create the best title, the best product listing, bullet points, and the description using ChatGPT. ChatGPT is an endless amount of information at your fingertips that no one's ever had before. And we've also included our customer's language, which also leverages ChatGPT. And you'll find that out in the video that I've linked in the end screen that I highly recommend that you look over to get that kind of language. All of the prompt engineering in this video can be found in the description below, and you can get it completely for free if you sign up to our email list. And if you want to take your brand to the next level, check us out here. If you're an Amazon seller that wants to grow your Amazon profits, schedule a discovery call in the link below. We are an Amazon agency that helps our clients grow their revenue and their profits and optimize their PPC. Cool. Until next time, happy selling.